Yes. So how do we read about the first flight, right? He's comparing courage and confidence starting with a little bird. It happens inside everyone. Remember that child who is 7 to 8 months old, and he or she is planning to walk. More than the child, the mother is scared. If he falls, if he gets hurt, that first step, that first baby step, the child is not scared. He catches the chair, or he will hold the TV stand, and the mother goes and holds the TV first, or she will go and try to hold him. If he's falling or not, she's much more scared. Then the first step the baby is taking, he's not scared or she's not scared, the mother is more scared. That's for a baby, because that baby is adolescent, doesn't know what's happening, but he's wanting to stand. The mother teaches him holding the hands, that you have to walk. First steps, baby steps. You go woggle, 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 and you fall down. Again, you woggle, 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 you fall down. Then the baby starts crawling. He gets tired. He says that no, enough of falling. Better I crawl. What is courage? Self-confidence. We have to have faith in somebody. Either in myself. Now, who's going to give me that faith? Either we have to have faith in the person whom we look up to, parents, or your guider, or your person who is going to show you something, whatever you want to do in life. Sometimes we look up to our father, we look up to our mother to gain us that confidence. How do I build that confidence? So you have to be very disciplined to build a confidence. Everyone can't build in confidence. Now, if a child fell into the deep end of a pool, a lifeguard will never hesitate to jump in and rescue that child. That's confidence. But if I was the only adult nearby, I would have to momentarily forget that I am terrified of being in water past my neck. Then I say, oh God, please save me, I have to save this child, and I jump in. That is courage. Confidence is the child has fallen into the deep end, a swimming pool which has got a normal length of whatever it is, of 10 meters or something, or 20 meters. And there's a high end and a low end. Low end are for children, not for kids. The high end is, or the deep end of the pool is very deep, 8-9 feet. Above a human head it goes. Even if Amitabh Bachchan ji stands there, water will be above him. Quite deep. And for children it's till the waist. So if a child fell into the deep end of the pool, a trained lifeguard is always there at swimming pools, Also on the sea beaches we have lifeguards. Would not hesitate to jump in and rescue him. That's confidence. Because that's his job, he's been trained for it. Anything happens, you jump. You're confident. Be confident you're going to jump and bring that person out. That is confidence. But if I'm scared of water, and if I go a little bit above this, water goes, I get myself tensed, I get terrified of being in water past my neck. It's a phobia. What do I do then? There is no one there, the child is dying, the child might die, drowning. I throw a urgent prayer, either to my God, either to my father, either to my mother, or whatever I believe in. Oh my God, something help me, Mom, please. I have to jump in. And we jump in to save. That is courage. And the other one is confidence. The world tells us, even I tell a lot of people, to believe in ourselves, to be fearless, and to believe we can do anything we put our minds to. That might work when you can actually do something. Such as that lifeguard having confidence, he or she, whatever, in his swimming skills. Because that person has done it occasionally, successfully has done it before. But what about those times when you need to take action but are painfully aware of your limitations? Is it courage or is it confidence? So between these two things, the seagull was having the problem. What will happen? Parents are trying to curse them, do whatever you do, you are a useless fellow, it is that. Brothers and sisters are doing it, why can't you? If I teach you to eat, right? If I teach you to do something, or if I tell you to do something, if I do something for you, you will be helped for that one day. Suppose your cycle chain has fallen off. I put the cycle chain. I put it on that free wheel again. I load the chain up. You go home. You're done for that one day. Help. But if I teach you to put that chain, how it is, various ways, if it falls off, how to pull it up, how to put it up. That means you have learnt it for a lifetime. You will never need help. Right? So if you give a man a fish and you feed him for a day, I'm giving you something to eat, you're eating for a day, I'm giving you a fish. But if I teach that man to fish, you're feeding him for a lifetime. So he was taught. He was not given. The mother could give the fish to the bird. The mother could give the fish to the bird, fed the fish, but it would have been partially for that day only. It wouldn't have been any use. What was the use? To teach him to fly, but showing him was not helping out. So that struck of that time, that daring thing has to happen. No pain, no gain, no risk, no gain. But for the right thing. I'll come back in the next video.